What happens when Spider-Man's biggest enemy isn't Green Goblin, Doc Ock, or even the Punisher, but the spider inside his own DNA? In Spider-Man Brand New Day, Peter Parker is completely forgotten by the world, abandoned by everyone he loves, and slowly losing the battle between the human and the animal within him. This is not just another Spider-Man movie. This is a story about identity, trauma, moral gray areas, and what it really costs to stay human. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Movie Hunter. Today we're going deeper than a regular review. Spider-Man Brand New Day is filled with powerful themes: the war between Peter's human side and his growing spider instincts, the idea that villains can be victims, and the dangerous systems that pretend to protect us while trying to control us. In this video, I'll break down the deeper meaning behind the film, the Hulk-like internal struggle Peter faces, the complex roles of Jean Grey and the Punisher, and why this might be Tom Holland's most mature Spider-Man story yet. Before we dive deeper into the story and the powerful themes behind this movie, I'd love your support for The Movie Hunter. Please like and subscribe, it means the world to me. Thanks so much in advance for joining the hunt. Set years after No Way Home, the world has completely forgotten Peter Parker, including MJ and Ned. He lives alone in a tiny apartment, broke and isolated, fighting street-level crime without Stark technology. He faces familiar threats like Tombstone and Scorpion, while also dealing with unexpected physical changes as his spider DNA grows stronger. Along the way, he crosses paths with Frank Castle, the Punisher, Bruce Banner, and a powerful but troubled young woman named Jean Grey. What starts as a grounded street-level story becomes a deep exploration of identity, empathy, and the systems that try to control enhanced people. Quick note, this section goes deeper into the themes and character arcs of Spider-Man Brand New Day, so there will be some mild spoilers ahead. Deep themes and analysis. 1. The Beast Within, Peter's internal duality. One of the strongest and most personal themes in Brand New Day is the war happening inside Peter Parker himself. The internal battle Peter Parker faces mirrors the classic Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde dynamic seen in Bruce Banner and the Hulk. Banner is gentle and controlled, while the Hulk is pure rage. Their connection is not a partnership, it is a constant internal battle for dominance. Banner's deepest fear has always been losing control and hurting the people around him. Peter faces a brilliant variation of this same conflict. His struggle is not only psychological, but biological. As his spider DNA grows stronger, he begins suffering migraines, physical pain, and surging animal instincts that start overpowering his human empathy and self-control. The spider side is no longer just a source of power, it is beginning to rewrite who he is. His complete isolation after No Way Home makes the struggle even more dangerous. With no Aunt May, no MJ, and no Ned to ground him, Peter has no emotional anchor to pull him back when the spider side takes over. In the end, the film forces him to stop running from that animalistic part of himself. To win, he must unleash the very side he has always feared. 2. Nothing is as it seems. Victims, villains, and a fragile morality. Brand New Day constantly challenges the idea of clear heroes and clear villains. Almost no one is purely good or purely evil. Jean Grey is introduced as a destructive and dangerous force. At first, she appears to be a threat that needs to be stopped, but as Peter looks closer, he discovers that her violence is actually a trauma response. She is a victim of systemic abuse and deep emotional pain. This is where Peter's true heroism shines. Most heroes would focus only on neutralizing the threat. Peter chooses something more difficult. He chooses to see the broken person underneath the power. Because he himself has been completely forgotten and isolated, he understands what it feels like to be cast aside. That shared loneliness allows him to connect with Jean. His real superpower in this film is not his strength or his webs, it is his empathy. Frank Castle's presence deepens this moral complexity. The Punisher tries to help Peter, but his rigid, violent methods create chaos and ultimately backfire. Frank sees the world in black and white. Threats must be eliminated. Peter still believes that people can be saved. This creates a powerful philosophical clash. One man believes in mercy, the other believes in final justice. The film shows that even well-intentioned alliances can become dangerous when two people have completely different ideas about what doing the right thing means. 3. Corporate greed and the illusion of safety. On the surface, Damage Control presents itself as an organization that keeps the city safe. They appear professional, organized, and even cooperative with Spider-Man. Behind that friendly mask, however, they are a predatory corporation driven by power, surveillance, and control. To Damage Control, enhanced individuals like Peter and Jean are not people. They are valuable resources to be monitored, harvested, or eliminated if necessary. The most chilling moment comes when Peter realizes that while they smile at him in public, they are secretly developing weapons designed to take him down. This betrayal cuts especially deep because it twists Tony Stark's legacy. The same kind of advanced technology Peter once relied on for good has now been turned into tools of control. The institutions that claim to protect society are often serving their own interests. In this world, there are no permanent friends, only shifting interests. The core message: the gray area. At its heart, Brand New Day is about moral complexity. Heroes are not pure, they carry monsters inside them. Villains are not pure evil, many are broken by the system. And the institutions that claim to protect us often serve their own interests. Peter's isolation after No Way Home makes this journey even more powerful. With no Aunt May, no MJ, and no Ned to ground him, he has to decide for himself what kind of man and what kind of spider he wants to be. Spider-Man Brand New Day is a more mature, emotional, and thematically rich chapter for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It asks hard questions about identity, empathy, and power in a world that has forgotten him. What did you think of Peter's internal struggle? Did the themes of the gray area hit you the same way? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe to The Movie Hunter, and turn on notifications for more Marvel analysis, ending explanations, and character breakdowns. Thanks for watching, Hunters. Stay curious, and remember, with great power comes a lot more gray area than we used to think.